Is it working? Why does it say it's waiting on me? Why does it say that? Start. Start. Oh boy. I'm gonna mute this. Hello. It's Legol, and today I am going to be oto-ing Akane VCV Violet.
Come on, Heather, it's time to go.
While my sister and her friend are being obnoxious and recording crap for their own channel, even though I told them not to. Or I didn't tell them not to. I just told them I was going to be live. There's one person watching. Is that me or quién eres? Who's gonna make the chat lit? Who's going to make the chat lit? So I don't really have that much of a plan for this, except you just watch me oto until you get really bored, which will probably be within like 5 seconds, because this is a very boring process to watch, but I find it therapeutic. So this is like, my joke here is that it's like otoing ASMR, and yeah. But I'm really hoping that somebody shows up, but you never know, because that's how the magical land of live streaming works. And later on I might draw something, I don't know. I just don't really feel like drawing anything new, so that's why I'm doing this instead. And also, since I'm not doing anything for the 4th of July, but I'm not doing anything for 4th of July, and I know I'm not the only person, especially anybody who is not from the US. You can relate with me here for right now. Oh. And before you ask, yes, I can read this phonetically. It's U-U-E-O-A-O-E G4. I can't translate it to English though. I'm trying to talk as much as I can so that way it's not as boring. And the fireworks are already going off. It's 8:07 and it is still bright as heck. Like, it's not dark at all. I don't really know how long the stream's going to be going on for. The anticipated time is about an hour and a half. But I'm basically just going to end it whenever. Normally one of these files takes me about an hour and 45 minutes to make oto each one. So I actually have 2 pitches that I want to oto, but that would take me 3.5 hours, and at most I have a little less than 2 hours. I'm probably going to end it at 9:30, which means you probably won't even see this finished. I guess I recorded this one wrong. I recorded this one wrong. I can fix this. Even though you're not really supposed to do it this way, I can do it this way. 400. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell the whatchamacallit, the oto police. Don't tell the oto police, please. And then this one's supposed to go here. I don't really know if anybody's gonna show up. This was really short notice. I didn't decide that I wanted to do this until like 5. And so I'm basically by myself right now. 2 people watching. Who else is it? Who else is watching? Is it my sister? If you are watching this, please say something in the chat. I'm lonely. And I will probably respond to you even though it looks like this is a full string behind, so that would be about, oh dang, like at least 15 seconds. Somebody say something, I'm giving up on you. If you want more singing stuff like that, then just tell me, I guess. I can sing a song or two. I don't see why not. It's not like we're in any kind of hurry. This voice bank won't be released until at least December, if not later. I would have made a playlist of music for this, but I don't want to get copyright struck or anything. Because thank you, YouTube.com. Or not just YouTube, SoundCloud does the same thing. I have been talking for a whole 5 minutes. How did I do that? But I think later I'm probably gonna end up drawing something just so that it's at least semi-entertaining. Because I know this must be the most boring thing to watch. I think the only person who could be entertained by this would be me. Part of me's like, there goes another firework. Part of me's like, I should link my friends to this, since it is Utah related, but then I'm like, who would watch this? And maybe it would have been a little bit easier to get this going if I had had somebody on call like I have the past 2 times, but the first time, everybody was bored. The second time, everybody was bored, and it turns out my microphone was muted the whole time, and now I have no one. You know, because I wanted to try out live streaming by myself before I bring anybody else into this. I also started making a Kahoot about my Utah group. So next time I'm probably going to say something on my other channel ahead of time, so that way people will know about a live stream where we can play Utah Kahoot, and I could get all my friends in there. It would be great. Maybe I should schedule that for next month, but I don't know when, because school starts on the 14th of August, and I know for some people it's gonna start like on the 7th, because I know some people always start a week before me, but then there's also people who start almost a month after. So, how are you doing today? I'm doing, We didn't really do anything. We just went and got a sandwich, and I came and sat here and did basically nothing until it was dinner time. Went and got a meal. I didn't even end up eating all of it because I was nervous for the stream. I don't even understand why, since there's basically nobody here. But that's how it always was. It was mainly just me getting nervous because I always get excited to talk to my online friends through a live stream, because I don't get to talk to them like other than Twitter most of the time. Or I used to have a Hangouts group chat for the first stream. That's what we did. And then I also have had Twitter for a while. I didn't start using it till 2015 really, but that was because of Chessy Chan. Hello, a person. Hello, welcome. Is this shout out to Peppermint in the chat? You're here. You're here. You are here. You are so here. I see you, and I am not saying anything else other than that. You are here. Hello. Is this interesting to you? Is this interesting to you at all? Because if not, I'll probably just switch to something else. Another firework up in the sky. Look, it's up in the sky. This is what happens when you have me improvising. I used to do speed paint videos where I'd do my voiceover improv, and I've been told that I go off on a tangent like all the time, which is true. because my mind is one of those ones that really likes to wander. And that's how I magically managed to get this done instead of other things. I am currently looking at the growing stack of homework and other things. But let's see. Surprised, because I was like advertising this on my Snapchat, like, you guys need to show up. And I'm pretty sure the only one of everybody who I advertised it to that showed up was my sister, because I told her in real life. He's like, you guys should add me on Snapchat, by the way, if you have one. Either you can just ask me for it, or I could probably just put it in the chat if you want it. Which is basically synonym for the same thing. I'm surprised that I actually managed to get my microphone on this whole time. Because it was like, I haven't done a live stream since August of 2016, so, I didn't know how to set it up, because I had my stuff set up for speed paints, because I never make oto videos using OBS. I only do live streams and speed paints using OBS, and this is only my second OBS stream. And remember, kids, always make sure you have extra time to set up your OBS before you start your stream, because I'm pretty sure the stream health is bad. I couldn't get it to work for a while, then I realized it was just because I forgot to click start streaming, and also the stream key got deleted. I've been asked for my Snapchat, and I will put that in the chat. And the Snapchat username is in the chat. For anybody who wants it. I've recently started posting stuff on my story again, and also I do post about Akane every once in a while. I was thinking about possibly starting up a CMYK Labs official Snapchat story. I mean, we already have the DeviantArt group and the Discord server that I never advertised, because I actually had to switch it over for DA. And, I should probably plug my phone in. It's at 31, and I have a feeling that it's going to start dying on me pretty quickly. More fireworks. And I hope you enjoyed that Legol plugging in her phone ASMR. As always, we thank you for watching. I basically had this joke with myself. I don't remember if I exactly said this already or not, but, is my sister and her friend laughing at my live stream? We've got one person. We've got one other person. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna check the thing real quick. I have added you back, whoever you are, Pez. Peppermint, is that you? I don't know, but I just added whoever was on here. And another firework. But yes, I have a new person on my Snapchat. Alright, thank you, Peppermint. I have added you, and I have also watched your story. So, there you go, I guess. It's just that we added each other on Snapchat recently, and, that got me back into putting things on my story recently. I have restarted binge watching all of SpongeBob seasons 1 through 8, and I'm currently on season 4, volume 2. I just started it, or I'm about to start it, and it gets really interesting with all these old SpongeBob memes. You've got Primal SpongeBob, you've got Primal SpongeBob, and it's not SpongeGar. SpongeGar is from a completely different episode, you guys. I am like the master when it comes to season 1 SpongeBob. I reference it all the time. No joke. Ask anyone. It's like, in regular conversation, I speak about SpongeBob a lot more than I do oto. Like, a lot of people who know me don't know I do this. Because I'm just like, eh. And one of my friends that I've been friends with for almost 2 years, she just found out that I'm a YouTuber today. So, shout out to her if she ever shows up. I don't know if she will or not. I can hear my sister making weird noises. What is my sister doing? What's she doing? Maybe that's her friend. I don't really know what's going on. So, how's the weather wherever you are? For me, the weather is trash, even by my standards. And I've got pretty low standards. I'm just kidding. I'm like everybody else. I have a specific temperature window, and I don't like it being humid, but, you know, Florida, everyone thinks it's beaches, but in reality, it's just a freaking jungle swamp / sauna. It's a freaking sauna. Oh yes, I most certainly did see Missy. I actually downloaded her as soon as I saw her. I haven't had the chance to try her out yet, though. Oh yeah, and I forgot, you're the one who asked about... Bubby. Bubby, you stop that. You're the one who asked about future Akane plans besides colors. Yes, we do have a lot of them. Let's say we've got a lot of stuff booked from now until a really long time from now. I've definitely got enough to cover me releasing voice banks until I get to college, which would be 2 years from now. Let's see. The next Akane release is scheduled for August 30th, 2017. So I think you can narrow down what the next release is going to be. She is an update, and unlike the previous version, instead of just updating her concept art, her design has been completely redone. I just haven't had the chance to draw any art assets for it yet. But I know you're gonna like it, because you use the older version a lot. But I was, speaking of Missy, I was actually, whenever Ghost was talking about making an Utao, I was one of the ones who took them seriously and thought that they were making one of their own voice. But in the end, it was like, their cat, and completely caught me off guard. And I was like, what is this? Oh man, I knew I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have taken them that seriously. But, mainly a lot of updates. I've mainly put a lot of focus kind of all over the place with colors and other things. I'm looking into artbasing at the moment, and I'm also waiting for CZ to release 20k English. Oh man, I didn't think of that. That's very clever. That's really clever. And once you figure out how to get Missy to say it that way, like, just yeah, then you can just replace all the notes with that. And that's really clever. I did not think of that. I forgot what I was going to do. I think I know what I should do now. But I'm not exactly sure if the algorithm will be in my favor on it. Like, if it weren't for all of the algorithm stuff, I would be covering all of these different things that I don't get the chance to cover. Like, originally for Akane Red, I wanted to use Raspberry Monster as one of her demo songs, but it's a Honeyworks song, and Honeyworks, if you cover Honeyworks songs, you're like treading very sensitive ground in terms of copyright. I looked back on some of my videos and recently, and apparently like half of them are monetized by other companies, but I don't really care because I mean I just do this as a hobby, or I mean this is a way of life, but I don't get paid for it. I say I do this for a living, and then people laugh because I don't make money off of this, and they know it, but it's a different type of living. It's not money, it's more like satisfaction, knowing that you can make something yourself. Stop sitting on my leg. Okay, I am not sitting on my leg anymore. But, I still find it very ironic that, the Akane English 2015 video that I made, it's around, I think it has around 1900 views now. It's somewhere between 18 and 1900. And it got 100 in less than 24 hours, whereas and that took me like a couple, like it didn't take me very long to make. I was originally going to make a better looking video, but After Effects wouldn't export anything, which is how I feel now. But in the end I had to make that because After Effects wouldn't work, and I was trying to use that to make a better video. Excuse me. And, so I had to upload one with a black background, got over 100 views overnight. It became an overnight hit. And, then you've got this video that I actually managed to get to export that took me 2 whole weeks to make, in After Effects, which was the Koi CVVC Complete Reel. And, it took me 2 weeks to work on it. Like, the intro and the natural portion of the reel took me a week on its own, or over a week, and then I had to get it exportable, and then I had to make similar versions for Override, Incognito, and Corrupt, and then export those, and then I had to edit them all together and put in all the stuff that I couldn't get to fit on the After Effects compositions. Then in the end, I uploaded that, and I think it's sitting at around 20 views. I understand that Koi is nowhere near as popular as Akane. Akane got a slight boost because of sheer luck, but, I'm just like, I'm kind of dumbfounded by the fact that that video got so little attention since I spent so much time on it. I feel like my most popular videos are the Akane the VCV ones. Like, English is by far the most popular thing that I've made. Like, English 2015 got the most attention out of anything. After that, the next popular thing was VCV 2.0, which got like less than a third of the attention of English 2015. And I still find it funny that everybody likes that one more than a lot of the other stuff that I do, or it's more popular in general, because that voice bank I made in 16 hours, whereas everybody else took like a month to make theirs. I finished it in 16 hours. I worked from, I believe, like, it didn't include developing it, but I remember I worked on Akane English 2015 from 4 a.m. to 2 a.m. Like 4 a.m. on the 29th to 2 a.m. on the 30th, with, I believe, maybe only 2 one-hour breaks. But the first couple of hours, I woke up at 4:15 in the morning, or 4:30. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, and I went to check Uta for him, and I was like, they're probably not up yet. They probably haven't released the list yet, but maybe they've already released it. And then I looked, and I literally saw it 15 minutes after it went up. And I was like, oh boy. So I started watching the tutorials right away, didn't start recording till 6:30, and around 1 or 1:30 was when I finished. I was recording nonstop. And then, like, somewhere around 2 to 8, I was, or maybe it was 2 to 10, I was adjusting her oto file, so that way it would work better. In the end, I still made a lot of mistakes, but I'm a lot better at it now than I used to be. And, I mean, if it weren't for that, I wouldn't be anywhere close to where I am today. I still find it funny that like my web design teacher, who teaches web design at the school I go to, aka he teaches one of my classes from last year, and he's teaching one of my classes this upcoming year. He has a YouTube channel where he talks about being vegan. We're both tied for subscriber count, 57. And honestly, that makes me mildly concerned, because his channel took only like, I think around a month, and his subscriber count basically doubled. And I'm like, why can't I was gonna make this joke at some point. I was gonna do it in the Korean video, I believe, or in the description of the Korean video, or the Sea Holly video. It was a Sea Holly video. And what was I saying again? Something about Sea Holly. Oh yeah, now I remember. I was gonna say, on the Sea Holly video description, I was gonna say, if this channel gets 100 subscribers by Halloween, then I'm going to leak the colors designs. And, I mean, if it gets 100 subscribers by Halloween, I will still do that, but nobody knows that. Let's see. Is it, like, in terms of finding Akane on the Uta wiki, like, were you just looking around, or did you click the random page button? Because I've clicked the random page button a couple times, and I remember finding some Utas that I like, but I don't remember any of them anymore. And another thing is, apparently, Akane is popular enough for her page on Uta Wiki 2.0 to be locked, even to me, but I don't want to have to tell a mod, so if you want the download link to Akane's Korean voice bank, you'll have to look at either her demo video or her Wiki 1.0, because her 2.0 doesn't have it. And I remember being very confused by this, because I remember the only voice banks that I remember being locked that way were the Viperloid voice banks, and probably like Gahata Meiji and Yaminereni. I don't even think Kikune Aiko is locked. I'm not sure though. I don't really spend that much time on the wiki, just because I only do it for research when I really need it. Ah. Okay. Yeah, I found some interesting characters that way, but I can't really remember any of them, so I guess they weren't that iconic. Rest in pieces, whoever I'm talking about, I can't even remember. Just, let's see what else. What are some other stories that I can share about my life as a Uto developer? Let's see. I don't really have very many. Like, if you can think of anything, just ask. I'll probably remember the answer, but I can't really think of anything off the top of my head at the moment. I'm like trying to remember. Well, I guess I could tell this. Yeah, I still feel like other people find it funny. Like if I tell them about Utao and I'm like, oh yeah, I develop Utao's voice banks in Japanese, English, Spanish, and Korean. They kind of would expect you to know all 4 of the languages, but I only know English and I'm proficient in Spanish. And most people would probably be like, the language she knows the worst is Spanish because of her strong accent. But that's just my, that's just my, it's just my accent. Because everyone has one. It's just that mine's American. Or some form of American accent. I can't really say the American accent because there's so many of them. But I started out with Japanese because it was either it was the easiest or because of the fact that I liked so many Japanese Vocaloid originals at the time. It's like I didn't really know much about Utao originals at the time. My first Utao, like everybody else, in terms of knowing about them, was Tato, but my first Utao that I ever used was Kikyune Aiko. And I still use her to this day. I love her. She got me into this whole mess. I can't really call it a mess. It's the best mess I've ever gotten into. It makes you look smart as heck. As a matter of fact, I was applying for summer jobs, and it said to list the software that you know how to use, and my dad was like, you should put that singing computer software or whatever he said on there. And I was like, fine. So we turned in the online application with it saying that I know how to use Utao, and I was like, oh my gosh, what use is that to them? They don't know what it is. They're not gonna look it up. They're just gonna be like, what? But in terms of not knowing Japanese, I do plan on fixing that. In college, we're required to take a foreign language, and Japanese is an option, so I'm probably going to be doing that instead of Spanish. Unless I fail the AP Spanish test, then I'm pretty sure I don't have a choice. Then I will have to retake Spanish, which I don't want to do because it makes me feel dumb. But I have a feeling that I would walk into Japanese class and then everybody would think either I'm just in there or everybody is, like, over half the class would be in there because of anime. But for real, the last anime that I watched was Indigo League, Pokemon, and that was like the first anime I had watched since like 6th grade, I think. The only anime that I can really say that I've watched are Pokemon Indigo League, Lucky Star, and Hetalia. But the only anime that I can think of that I'd want to watch besides that would be Love Live Sunshine. I never told anybody that. Except for my best friend. And she is very, very aware. Trust me, I could send her a message right now and she'd probably be like, great, and then she'd be like, oh boy, not this again. But I just haven't been watching it. I'm behind on all my favorite shows, if anybody's wondering. The ones that I really watch are Steven Universe, Miraculous Ladybug, and Star vs. the Forces of Evil. I'm behind on all of them by, like, a ton. Like, Steven Universe, the last episode I watched was The Zoo. Star vs. the Forces of Evil, I think I'm on season 2, episode 4? What kind of noises are they making over there? I forgot what I was even saying. Oh yeah, on whatchamacallit? Miraculous Ladybug, I'm half a season behind. No. What?
Are you still streaming?
Yes!
Oh, well,
I've got people in the chat.
this is worthy of your time. Wait for me. Have you seen this?
No. How
Okay.
long is it?
Have you seen, wait. You won't regret it.
How long is
Wait.
this?
Just wait.
Oh my gosh, is it a sequel
Just
to Late
wait.
for Me? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh no! Oh no! Not this again! D! What? They have a female character now?
Wow. Oh my god, there's 50 million of them!
What? What? Look at that! What?
I'm gonna go die now. Bye bye, everyone. Have
Bye.
fun. Don't do drugs.
Oh my god, I'm dizzy now. Well, apparently, there is a third installment to the Going to the Store series, if anybody remembers that one. And it's so surreal. But I still remember when I saw History of the Entire World, I guess. That one, I was like, I'm gonna tell my friends in Spanish about this, and then I forget, and then he's, like, on his phone, he's like, oh, look, it's History of the Entire World, I guess, and I was like, I was gonna tell you that, but I forgot! Yeah, I don't watch Doctor Who. I tried it, but it's not really my thing. G really likes it, though. Or at least she did. I don't know if she does anymore. I don't think so. She's really into Markiplier, though. Like, his channel, she likes watching his videos. But it's like, the first time that I really experienced getting spoilers. Well, actually, I was gonna say it was Steven Universe, but the first time was really Professor Layton. People spoiled Miracle Mask and Osron Legacy and part of Versus Ace Attorney to me, and I was not happy about that. But I was like used to it once they started like posting Steven Universe spoilers back when it was like they were still relying on the leaks. I don't watch the leaks because I like to respect content creators, and I know that show cannot really live without ratings that aren't about the leaks. So I don't watch them. That's probably why I'm so behind, is because I'm just like, I'm not gonna watch the leaks, and then I just don't watch anything at all. I know the channel I used to post a crap ton of Steven Universe speed paints, but I haven't done that recently because I'm like, I post too much Steven Universe, and in the end it's like I haven't done it in a while. Like my last video was a speed paint about like an original one, and then the one before that was my Thneedville video, and then after that I don't even remember at this point. I don't even remember what it was. But, Oh, dang. What time is it over there? It's 8:43 p.m. over here. What time is it over there? Breakfast. Unless it's like 3 a.m. So, yeah, go have fun making yourself breakfast, Peppermint. And there goes my chair again. And now I am all alone. It's very lonely. I just remembered I do have Zoo Tycoon 2, or Zoo Tycoon, the original Zoo Tycoon. I think it is the original. Me and G were playing that. We were playing that a few months ago. And it's just like, you've heard of deleting a piece of fence so the animals get out. Get ready for trapping the humans in enclosures. We literally blocked off the exit to the zoo and removed everything, and we called it our dystopian zoo. And I was just like, now that I look back, I'm just like, wow, it's like we were Pink Diamond or something. Human zoo. I thought of it first. I did not think of it first. It was, I don't remember whose idea it was, but it was not completely my idea. That's all I remember, is that it was not completely my idea. See what else? Oh yeah, supposed to be getting my AP Spanish test score back in like 4 days. I don't exactly remember when, but they were like, check after like the 7th or the 8th, so I'm gonna check the 8th, because chances are it may be up there. I don't remember. I think they said 7th, so that would mean that I would need to check at like the 8th or later, but I want to know right away what my score is, so I'm probably gonna go check it in like Saturday morning. And then if I failed, which I am honestly not sure if I did or not, it looks like I did, but at the same time people are telling me that they did basically the same thing and passed and managed to move on to the next level. But if I do fail, I'm probably not going to be doing anything for an entire 2 weeks after that. But after that, I need to get back on my feet. I've got art homework, I've got Lang homework, I've got videos to make, and I have to record more of these because I'm trying to enforce the rule that I finish recording all of Colors VCV by the beginning of August. But, you know, that's only a month away. So I only have a month to record 5 tri-pitch VCV voice banks. We've got, I believe, orange, yellow, green, blue, and indigo left. And then red's in its final stages. I think I've basically got it done. It's just that some of the TS sections need to be re-otoed. And then we've got this right here. I wasn't actually going to oto this now, since, I don't know, I was gonna wait until, like, school already started, so, like, I wouldn't have to worry about it, or I wouldn't worry about it, but I wanted to do a live stream, and I just so happened to have 2 pitches of VCV for this voice bank that were left unotoed, so I decided that instead of trying to draw, which wouldn't work at all, I was just going to do a live stream where I just oto this voice bank and see how long it takes for people to show up. And apparently it took 10 minutes for someone to show up. And yes. Like I said, I didn't invite any of my friends because I didn't want them to get bored, because this is pretty boring. At least it would be to me. I'm just surprised I managed to keep going this long. But, like I said, I'm probably going to cut the stream off at 9:30, which would be about 40 minutes from now. And another thing was that I was like, I should release Akane's backstory for her 3rd anniversary, which was like, how long ago? It was 7, 14, 30, 21, 20. It was 19 days ago. I don't know why I felt the need to calculate that, but it was 19 days ago, and I was like, ever since at least January at the latest, I was like, I should write Akane's backstory and post it on her 3rd anniversary. But then I just didn't do it. Besides, her backstory has changed a lot even in the past 6 months. So, kinda glad I didn't. There are certain things that were canon about her before that aren't anymore. And then there are ones that were never confirmed that are now. Like, originally she was supposed to be human, but she's actually a cyborg now. With a robotic spine. Which I should have thought of that before the whole... Well, I did think about it before I made the art assets for Akane Korean, but you can't even see the spine since it's covered up by her outfit. That's how it is for Japanese as well. That's why I didn't bother fixing the reference sheet to add in the spine, because you can't see it on that outfit either. But the next outfits that I make for Akane that are like redesigns and revamps and stuff a lot of them will have part of the spine visible. And I don't know, I thought that might be a cool addition. I don't think a lot of Uta, if at all, I don't think a lot of them have a visible robotic spine. So I thought that might be an interesting addition to this character, because I know she kind of looks like one of those stereotypical Self-Lloyds. And she was for a while, but now she's starting to branch out. We've been through the thick and thin together. And even though her voice bank history only goes back 3 years, her history as a character, I believe, goes back almost 5 years, actually. And also her voice bank history goes back more than 3 years. It actually goes back to around 4 years. Oh my goodness. He got one huge bowl to whisk. What? You see, I don't have these issues because I don't really eat breakfast food that often. If I eat any, it's donuts, because, you know, I have a sweet tooth. And I'm just like, this food, I don't understand it. I don't understand this food. Because I can't even remember the last time I had breakfast food. But, jeez. I mean, my mom, like, I don't know that much about making stuff, but I know that you don't need that big of a bowl to whisk a single egg. That's about it. I learned how to make tuna salad the other day, and my mom says she might be teaching me to make deviled eggs soon, but I don't really want to learn how to cook anything else, because I told her, but the chicken she makes is flavorless and dry. I really don't like it. Like, I found the thing that can save her dish the most. Regular ketchup. Like, just ketchup. And I have this box of Hello Panda next to my computer, and I keep thinking that it's a bottle of ketchup. No, this is not a bottle of ketchup. Good day to you. A jug and a fork. What do you mean by a jug and a fork? A jug? I'll take your word for it. And how big is the opening? I don't know. You're probably referring to something that I can't remember. Because I'm getting really forgetful nowadays. I used a fork and a jug. Okay. If you say so. Like, I know a fork. I know what forks are. Yeah, this is what happens when you get me improving. I start saying really weird stuff like, I know what a fork is. I forgot nonfiction movies exist yesterday that weren't documentaries. While we were at a family dinner yesterday and we were talking about the movie Hidden Figures, and I was like, that doesn't, non-fiction movies that aren't documentaries don't exist. And then my mom's like, we just took you to see Hidden Figures in January and we're talking about it right now. And I was like, oh yeah. It was really awkward. And I was like, oh my gosh. It's just the things I forget is insane. Oh, a thing you, okay. Okay. I got you. What are they even talking about over there? It's like, you'd think I know these things, considering I'm 16, but no, I don't know. I don't know a lot of things. It's just like my family tells me a lot of stuff and it's news to me and they're like, we told you this a long time ago. I know they didn't. I know they did not tell me. And then you've got the stuff that they tell me over and over again, and they've been telling me since I was little. Same, like my mom tells the same stories over and over. Which I've probably told a few stories more than once at this point, but, it's probably for the same reason. But it's not like years. This live stream hasn't even been, it's been going on for a little over 50 minutes. Okay, so it looks like I have 200 more entries until I can move on to the next pitch, and then I will be done otoing this voice bank. And for some reason, I was just thinking about something where one of my Uto buddies, Chibi Veggie, she started a series that she only did for one video and then stopped it, which was an Uto review series where you take an Uto and you talk about its pros and cons and stuff. And I have wanted to either ask her to bring it back or to allow me to bring it back, because it's a really interesting concept, especially since I've been on Twitter recently and I have seen a lot of people asking for critiques on how easy their Uto is to use. I've only gotten a little bit of that stuff, but I've gotten more critique on my mixing than anything. And of course, I don't really tune my own stuff because all I do is mess stuff up. I'm not a good tuner. I'm good at I develop the voice banks, but I'm not really good at making a unique usage of them. But I would love to do an Uto review series of my own. I was also thinking about doing my own tutorial series on how to make your own Uto, like in my own way, because I know like a lot of the series are how to get from point A to point B, but making an Uto is not that simple. Like, it's like you can start a variety of different ways when it comes to starting the process, whether it be making the voice bank first, the character first, or the design first. And of course, there's all these things that you want to avoid, such as if you want your character to be unique, don't make it a recolor of a pre-existing character, particularly from the Big 8. Take inspiration from everywhere. If you really want to, you should really know how to flesh out your character, like I have over the past 3 years. Running an Ask blog would probably help, but I tried that, never got anything. I had to move accounts as well last year on Tumblr, and I had almost 200 on my original, but now I can't get past 20. 20. Most of the time, the only new followers I get are naturally porn blogs. I wonder if they've been taken over by Woody, the cowboy, yet. It sounds really out of place, but it's true. Wait, I'm sitting on my leg again. I need to stop. Okay, I'm not sitting on my leg anymore. But then, of course, oto-ing and stuff. There's just a lot that goes into it. Especially if you're like me and you do basically nothing else with your life. I mean, I make art videos, but I don't really do anything else because I don't really wanna. I've got video games that I've had in my possession since like 2014 that I haven't even played yet. I recently got an NES with some games for my aunts, and I've only played like 3 of the games on there, which were Mario Bros, Tetris, and there was another one, but I can't remember. It was a licensed game, licensed by, I believe, Domino's Pizza. You know, the ones who also did that Miku endorsement that one time. That was kind of surreal. Although, yet again, every time I see Miku on American TV, it's surreal. It's really surreal. Like David Letterman. Anybody remember when Miku was on David Letterman? I remember when Miku was on David Letterman. I spent the whole time complaining about how Big Head doesn't know how to make Miku understandable. I couldn't understand her at all. But I feel like Krypton did a better job in making Miku V4 English, and I have a better time understanding Miku, Nen, and Luca V4 English than I do Miku, Kaito, and Mako V3 English. But of course, with Japanese Vocaloids getting English voice banks, it's hit or miss. Oh. Well, basically just Miku performed on David Letterman show, Sharing the World by Big Head. You know, that one song that they really promoted back in... When was that? Was that 2 or 3 years ago? I can't even remember. It was like a December 2014 or 2015. I can't even remember. It's like a blur. Everything's a blur. Take me over. Oh boy, the fireworks are really starting to pick up now. It's kind of dark outside. So, I mean, I guess it's justified. Although, I thought it didn't really get dark till 9:30. I guess I'm just really losing track of time. Like I did that a few days ago where I was like, I'm just going to sit here and work until like 12:30. Then I look at my clock and it's 2 a.m. And I'm like, why? Oh, you're Australian and Vocaloid isn't as popular over there. I feel very sorry for you. Like, I feel like I'm in the same boat, but at the same time, I know I'm not. I'm not at all. 'Cause, like, my parents like to take us to the sci-fi events all the time, and then my parents keep asking me, is there anything that you want to go do? And I was like, yeah, call me when they have a Southeastern America Miku Expo. 'Cause the nearest one to here, I believe, is in Dallas, if not New York. Or it was. I don't know if they're doing it again. They probably are. They're making a crap ton of money. Or they must be, because there are a lot of us over here. But a lot of us over here, I feel like I'm the only person at my school who knows more about Vocaloid than the Big 8 and more about Utau than the original 3 and some Vipraloids. Because I get really in depth. Like, I've heard of every Vocaloid, almost for sure. I've heard of every game. I haven't played them all. Oh, you get IA concerts, and they're all in Sydney. Huh. Yeah, that really does suck. I remember voting to get Miku expo to come to Florida, and then nothing. So I guess there weren't enough Miku fans in the southeast. Either that or it was just the city I voted for. I mean, if we get it anywhere, it's probably going to be Atlanta, since apparently, according to the convention center there, or that's Orlando. The Orlando one is apparently the second most popular convention center in North America. Oh yeah, I can believe that. It's totally not. I don't believe it. Seeing is believing. Although yet again, I don't really know. I probably, and also the only Vocaloid video game that I own is Project Mirai DX, because I don't have a PlayStation Vita, or otherwise I would probably be up to date on, I'd probably have everything from Project Diva F to Project Diva Future Tone. Particularly Future Tone. I heard X doesn't have that much, and every Vocaloid except for Miku only shows up in 2 songs at most, besides medleys. And I'm really sad about that, because the one that stole my heart was not Miku, but it was Nin. And that's also why I'm mad that all of the 10th anniversary Krypton stuff is Miku, and not Miku, Nin, and Nen. You know? That's why I was also, kind of sad when VNN's April Fool's joke was that there was going to be a Kagamine Expo. I knew it wasn't true, and I was like, why can't this be real? Why can't this be real? Yeah, I couldn't even get Miku Flicko 2. And any of the Vita stuff, because I don't have a Vita in general. I have a PSP, so if we could get past region lock, then I could play, the latest game I could probably play is, Dreamy Theater 2nd, or maybe even just Extend. I don't even remember. Project Diva Extend is pretty old. But yet again, if that's pretty old, then what about me? I'm twice as old as that game. But I don't know. I don't really play Project Mirai. I played it for a while after I got it, but then it took me a day to beat all the songs on easy mode, and then I'm on normal, and then I'm some of these are hard. I'm not the best at rhythm games, and that says a lot because I play so many different. I don't play so many different ones, but I play a few of them. I also like playing Dance Dance Revolution. Which, did you know that there is something basically like DDR? It's called In the Groove, and they've got songs from Lazy Town on their arcade machines. It was so surreal when I was in Orlando, and we were in an arcade, and there was an In the Groove machine, and you could play. I found multiple songs from Lazy Town on there, and I was like, maybe I'm not that weird? I don't even know. It's I'd probably catch up on Lazy Town if it weren't you have to go dig around or something. And also, the only difficulty that they had was expert, so naturally you have me trying to stomp around for 5 seconds until it says, you failed. And it also turns out that it's a broken machine, because I was getting combos and good, and I was doing good, and I was actually hitting stuff on easy mode on another song, and then it still gave me 0%. So, naturally, that machine is broken. That machine is pretty broken, but yet again, the only DDR machine that I know about in town is at a bowling alley, and they haven't fixed it for at least a year. I went there a year ago, literally for 4th of July 2016, I went there, and they never fixed it. They didn't fix it then. Then I went a few weeks ago with G, just to go bowling, and I was like, we can play DDR after this, and then we get there. Exact same problems. They didn't even touch it. And I was like, why? DDR's so good. Even though I'm not good at it. And I also recently pulled out I didn't really pull it out because it's on my computer. I pulled up Osu recently because I tried, like, I made a partial Akane skin for Osu, where I basically just hacked into somebody's Kagamine skin and replaced some of the pictures with Akane. Didn't release it naturally because I didn't replace everything, and also if I were to do that now, I would probably try making it without basically stealing someone else's code. I made that a while ago, and I was like, I'll play Osu again, why not? And I found out, I found out that it's a lot easier for me to play it when you use the tablet and the Z button to click. And it also turns out that I've been rambling on for so long that I managed to finish this in an hour and 5 minutes. It normally takes me an hour and 45. Okay, so we're gonna go C5. And look. And open. So now we're gonna Oto Violet C5 now. Dang. Although yet again, I'm probably gonna stop in about 20 minutes. This has actually gone by pretty fast. It's not boring like last time. Like, I still remember we were gonna do a Q&A and all the stuff. We advertised it on Google+. I had, like, all my friends there. Except for... I invited one person who couldn't show up. But I didn't really blame them for it. And then, of course, that was when Vox wasn't really there. Like, we didn't really talk at all from, like... How long was it? It was like... I think he stopped talking to me right at the beginning of 2016. And then started talking to me again, like, right before my birthday, which was, like, 5 months ago. A little less than that. 5 months ago. I swear I cannot remember. I didn't realize how forgetful I was until now. But I am going to go ahead and confirm that for right now, I'm not going to be the one drawing Akane's colors concept art. It's not going to be me. But for basically everything else, I'm going to be drawing it. And doing all the art assets myself. Because, you know, it's a part of the fun. My art style's improved enough for me to be able to get away with it. You know? Sometimes you just gotta take risks. Like I did with that video that took me 2 weeks to make, but then nobody watched, ever. I'm still a little salty. That's just me. That's just me being salty. I can't control the algorithm. I can't control the viewers. I can't control anybody. I can't even control myself. It's kinda sad. I can't even control myself sometimes. Like me in my mouth. Going let's see. But I consider it basically a miracle at this point that I was actually able to record this, because, you know, I had the first pitch recorded, like, at the beginning of 2016. And I was like, in the end, I was just like, oh my goodness, this voice bank that I started in 2016 is finally done. Yeah. But it was very awkward because the whole, like, speaking of the whole, you don't feel like they're as dedicated Vocaloid fans as you anywhere near you. I went to anime club for most of a year, because I was like, hey, it's anime. There's gotta be a Vocaloid fan in there somewhere. Nope, just anime. And you know I don't watch it. So, I had to leave because I was like, I can't take this anymore. I need to find people who actually care about Vocaloids. Like, if it weren't for my shyness and everything, I'd try to start a Vocaloid and oto club. Like, I showed up to the meeting at the school for proposing Smash Brothers Club for other people, but I wouldn't do it myself. And then I ended up looking like an idiot anyway. Because I don't do that kind of stuff. I know on the internet I kind of seem kind of like a leadership type person, but in reality, I live under a rock. Well, I don't really, I kind of do live under a rock. To Anime Club, just one Vocaloid fan. I remember we went to the store. We were lucky enough to have stores that have Vocaloid shirts in them sometimes, but they go in and out. And I started talking about Vocaloid, and then I mentioned Oliver as a Vocaloid, and then I was like, I have Oliver, because I do have Oliver. I have Ivana now as well. And the person was like, oh yeah, I have a Vocaloid too, it's Yoane Haku. And I'm like, she's not a real Vocaloid. What the heck? Although, yet again, I do remember talking with one person once upon a time who actually knew about other characters. Like, she was a really huge fan of Oliver. And that was back when I was a huge fan of Oliver. She was jealous of me for owning his voice bank. And, yeah. I don't know. Recommendations? Here's a good recommendation. Do not pick Oliver as your starter Vocaloid. He is hell. He is hell. That's all I can really say. His voice bank is hell. Ivana is better, but I feel like I can't really speak for any other Vocaloids, since the only Vocaloids that I can remember trying at all were Ivana. Well, I tried basically every Vocaloid that has a free trial online right now, except I have not tried any of the AH software V4s except for Zunko. I have tried Zunko. I remember trying Miki V2, Flower V4, Flower, Zunko, Yukari, possibly Yuki V2. The only English Vocaloid that I remember being able to get a free trial for at that time was Miriam. They recently, like when I was a freshman, which was like, I believe it. Oh, you have Ivana, Oliver, and Miku. I really would like to have Kagami Nadine and then V4, like the whole package, because I don't have any Japanese Vocaloids, and naturally Nine's my fave, so I want her. And then Len just shows up, and I'm just like, I actually really, really like Rin English. It sounds really cute, and even if you want Rin to sound more like her Japanese voice banks, there's probably some parameters that you can adjust to make it sound more like regular Rin, but I really like cutesy Rin, so doesn't really bother me at all. And I find her really easy to understand by the standards of Japanese Vocaloid English voice banks. Like, they've come really far. Like, the only Japanese Vocaloid that has an English voice bank right now that I can't really stand, that I can remember off the top of my head, is Nana. I cannot stand Nana's accent. I was just like, I was listening to her demos and I'm like, what are you saying, dear? Dear Nana, what are you saying? But, yeah, I remember, like, I was just like, oh my gosh, I really wish, like, I chose Oliver as my starter only because they didn't sell Miriam anymore. I would have chosen Miriam in a heartbeat over Oliver, just because. But, Miriam Stockley did say that that she would like to make a new Miriam voice bank, but Zero G hasn't done anything. I feel like it's kind of one of those things that's thrown up in the air that'll never happen. Like, you get all those Vocaloids who are like, we're gonna give this character appends if they get enough popularity, and then they don't. Like, I can't really remember any of them, but I know they're there. And then you've got ones like, Louie and Ring, Suzune. I remember those. I remember back when they were not confirmed, but they were, the Vocaloid Wiki finally decided to write them off as cancelled. Basically, write them off as dead. They are dead. Oh man, I've been through quite a bit in the Vocaloid community, even though I didn't really start getting into the Vocaloid community until 2013. Like, particularly, one of the things that I remember the most, some of the things that I remember the most are, let's see, Project Jewel and Stella, which were planned EP projects, if anybody remembers those. I remember getting excited, then I remembered figuring out it was a JIP and being very confused. Then, I remember the awe that I felt at the Dex and Dinah reveal live stream. I was like, oh my god, I want to do this too. I mean, I would have done something like that for CMYK Utaos, like right around now, but we only have two completed voice banks at the moment. It would have been Koi complete as well, but we just released her, so there's no reason to do that. And then we could just be like, show off Kito and be like, you're never getting in. And I don't even know, because I think Vox said that Kito's gonna be private, but at the same time, I looked at his wiki page and it says release date January 2017, so I'm assuming that he just put that in there because the wiki forced him to, but I don't know. It's like all these memories that I have. It's probably the main reason why I stayed in the fandom for so long, even after all the fighting and theft and everything. Is because of all the good memories that I've made over the course of the years that I've been here. And, of course, the lives that I've changed. I've actually changed a few of them, I feel like. I've made friends. I've changed their lives. We've had good times. And I'm really excited to make more. Sorry, I got really deep for a second. Sometimes you just gotta do that, though. And I feel like another major thing is that I have become so attached to the characters. Like, my characters. Like, the CMYK Utaos. I can't say my characters because I don't own Kito, and also I share ownership with Koi. But I've gotten so attached to Akane in particular. I've got a framed picture right next to my computer on top of my clock of, it's a little tiny framed picture of Akane. I've got, what else? I made physical box copies of Akane and Koi. I didn't show off the Koi one, but I did show off the Akane one a few days ago. Like, I think around her anniversary. I think on her anniversary, maybe. What else do I have? G made me a pastel piece on canvas of Akane. But one of the biggest, most dedicated things that I did for Akane was actually make an Akane cosplay, and I actually wore it to 2 conventions. And had a great time, even though nobody recognized me. Somebody asked me what Vocaloid I was, and I was like, I'm not one. I'm an Uto. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't recognize you. And then I was just like, it's okay, there are thousands of them. But, you know, even though on the outside Akane looks kind of, you know, nothing special, she's one of a kind to me. And that's basically all that matters. To me, anyway. So she's one of a kind, and she sounds good, and I like it. because unlike some people who come here for fame, or come to the oto community for attention, while I do like the attention, it's a very nice perk. I didn't come here to do that specifically. I just was like, hey, I want to throw some things together and see how good it is. And here we are, a few years later, and you are here listening to me blab on about how it all began. And we're not even, like, me and Akane used to basically be the same, and now we're different in a few ways. Mainly just Akane's shorter, she's younger. Like, I would probably change her height again, but, well, I'd probably change her height, and then I'm just like, there's not really much of a reason for me to need to do that in the first place. So, yeah. But hey, at least on the bright side, since I've gotten stuff in the chat responding to what I say, at least now I know that the microphone is on this time. Oh my gosh. You should have seen the chat for the August live stream, and they were like, what the heck is going on? And I thought it was just because my sister spit Coke in my face and started laughing. But no, it was apparently because my microphone was muted, and then I got back to it, and I was like, where am I? Literally, where the heck did I go? Where is my voice? ¿Dónde está mi voz? Get in there. Is it 650 or 600 maybe? Yeah, that works better. 620. Can we push 625? Probably not a good idea. 600. Good idea. Let's totally push it. And I have to do it again. Or maybe move it a little bit. I feel like this is the same issue that I was doing with Red. Final touches. But hey, we've gotten a lot more done than I thought we would, even though we're nearing the end of the stream. I know I definitely would have to end the stream by 9:45, but I'm probably gonna end it, like, right about now. Not quite right now, because I don't want to leave. I really don't, to be honest. I've had so much fun just blabbing. I would do this again. Like, hopefully next time we'll have enough viewers and I'll have all my friends on here and I can be like, hey, you guys, we should play Kahoot. Although, yet again, at the same time, I'm pretty sure this thing lagged, like, a lot. So, I'd probably have to set the response time to, like, 50 seconds. Or instead of 20. So that way it would be at least a little bit more fair. So that way you get more than 5 seconds to answer. You know? I'd probably just set it to something really, really long. So that way everybody gets the chance to answer, no matter how bad the lag is. Unless the lag is as bad as last time. Apparently last time the lag was so bad, the stream was like 2 minutes behind. So, I don't really know what to do with that. It was very confusing. And, yes, it was very, very confusing. Nobody knew what to do. I didn't know what to do. And then I was told that I had to end my live stream an hour after I started. Which, I mean, I enforced an hour and a half this time. It's like if it weren't for certain limitations, I would totally keep going for like as long as I can stand. So I would probably end the live stream at like after 11 if I could. But probably gonna end it right about now. But I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. But maybe I'll put something up on SoundCloud or something that tests out this voice bank soon. How about that? As far as I didn't even get around to doing anything else besides this. for a whole hour and 25 minutes. So, yes. That wraps up the live stream. Thank you to the 2 people watching, including shout out to Peppermint for keeping this thing alive. So I'm going to hopefully set up that Kahoot stream, hopefully for the beginning of next month. I'm going to try that, and then I'm going to invite as many people as I can into the Skype call, just so it can be interesting, and I'll make sure that my microphone is on and everything. Perhaps maybe even turn it up so that way you can hear the Kahoot music, unless it's copyrighted, then in that case the algorithm will hate me. So, yes, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you whenever I decide to do that. Bye!